Oh my God, that is one gigantic iPod. Steve, how many megabytes is that guy? That's gigantic. Is that the big hard drive?
Yeah, this is Apple's biggest iPod. It holds every song ever recorded, every movie ever made, and every evil thought that any person's ever had. And the click wheel, really doesn't move too much, and I can't figure out how to turn it off. Actually, the book actually tries to emulate the spirit of the iPod and tries to be iPod-like in a number of different ways. One of them is I try to have fun, like you have fun with your iPod. And one thing I've done, because I think shuffle is the coolest part of the iPod, I just love it when you take all your music collection and you reorder it and things come up you didn't even know was on there, and great segues come from one song to another, just like there's amazing things that disc jockeys used to do in the era of progressive radio and back in the 60s. And shuffle also seems to me to be sort of the symbol of our age. In a digital age, we shuffle not only our music, but we shuffle our radio with iPods, with podcasts, and we shuffle the television schedule, and we shuffle our news by going to different sites on the internet. So I decided to actually shuffle the book. Each chapter I wrote could stand alone as an essay, as a little work in and of itself. So I made it so that you could shuffle the chapters and the reading experience would not lose anything. So the first chapter is always the same because it's sort of introduction. But from then on, I had my son and my niece take ping pong balls and pick them out, and they randomly shuffled the book, and I picked out of a bunch of shuffles the ones that seemed best to read. So this book, the second chapter, is called Identity. But in your book, it might be called Origin, or it might be called Personal. And I think Download is the fourth shuffle. So there's 4 different versions of the book, and the one you read might be different than someone else's.
Wow, that's very unusual. I've never heard of that.
I don't think anyone's ever done that before. There have been versions of, Julio Cortázar, a fantastic Latin American novelist, wrote a book called Hopscotch, where he gave a complicated scheme by which you can kind of read it this way, you read it that way, and you would have to read, 1, 4, 19, 22, and you'd have to jump around yourself. I guess you could still do that in this book, or you could do that in any book, but this book actually gives you 4 different shuffles.